Okay, hello everyone again. This is a continuation of the episode one on trading signals. That we have a few problems there with the canvas object resizing and some node dependencies missing. So now is that was resolved. Um, just for the ones who were looking to the previous one. The problem with the resizing was that I was using some hotkeys for recording this video that also had some meaning in SuperAlgos that was resizing the screen in order to capture an image or a video of the screen or something like this. So I reconfigure the recording software to use some other hotfix, and hopefully it's not going to happen again. So let's go back to where we were. Um, to quickly recap, I was trying to set up at the manage stage. I was trying to set up the possibility to provide signals at the face object, and we added this to. Oh, I forgot to change to. Okay, here we are. I added this to menu items. So now they are here already. So I can set up an outgoing signal because I am at the lightning strike outgoing signals. Every time this formula is calculated, okay? So if that is what we want to do, you have the possibility to do it here. Every node regarding signals are optional, so you don't need to put them if you don't want. But because I'm testing all this, I'm going to put it everywhere. Okay, so this outgoing signal should go to a signal definition at the profile that is not existent, and I was starting to create it. So it's going to live inside here, the manage stage signals. But we have to organize that well. And what I'm seeing here is that at the manage stage, we have these two branches, like manage stop and manage take profit. Each one may have different phases with formulas and so on. So what I'm going to do is to recreate kind of this structure there at the signal definition. So we will need a manage stop loss signals node that I'm going to place here. Manage stop signals. Okay. That in this other cases I don't have a similar situation. Well, yes, for example, limit sell order signals is exactly that. It's an intermediate node where you have the signal nodes inside that one. Because in this case we have different type of orders, okay? So what I'm going to do is to use these limit sell order signals as a template for the manage stop loss signals, okay? So I'm going to locate this guy, limit sell order signals. So let's go on and do that. Coming back here, Um, we are going to locate this guy, limit cell order signals. Limit cell order signals, and we have it here. Okay, so we are going to create a new one that it will be called manage stop loss signals. Okay, so manage stop loss signals. I want to double check that I didn't write, but it's manage, so not really right. Manage stop loss signal. So the thing that this have in common with the other guy is that this one have this kind of children. Well, I will just copy this and modify it quickly. So this is going to be manage stop loss signals. Manage stop loss signals. And the first thing to modify is the name of the parent. It's going to be manage stop loss signals. Okay, so this is going to have only one type of node, as far as I can see, that is the face node, because that's the only thing I can add here. So different face objects. So we're going to have a bunch of face signal object, but I'm seeing that the face itself also can have events. Okay, so be aware of that. So the face signal is something we already have here, not perfectly done yet, but on the process. So I'm going to need only one menu for this. I'm going to delete this stuff because these two properties are for when you have as a child a node and not an array of node. So it used for disabling the menu item once the node is added. Okay, so I don't need this here, and this is going to be adding a node add face signal. Okay, and exactly the same stuff. I will put it here, a related UI object. So I have the menu and I have only one type of children. So I can delete this, and this is going to be face. Put it plural because it's going to be an array of nodes of type face signal. Okay, so let's recap. I will need to double check that this is right, and it's not right because the name of the parent is face signals and not face signal. Okay, it's important that everything matches, otherwise things are not going to work. Okay, so the signal in fact is going to be attaching to this node that is a manage stop loss signal. That is what I need to put here. Who this can attach to. Okay. So this looks so far so good. Manage stop loss, have one menu item and an array of this. And we will need to also grab the manage stage signals node. That is the parent of this one. Manage stage signals, and I'm going to put it here, here, because now this is going to have a child, a single child here. Manage stage signal is going to have a child. I mean the opens, no, manage stage, where is this? This is all the open. I'm looking for this guy that doesn't have any children yet. So this is going to have as a children this guy, manage step top, blah blah blah. So I will need a menu item for, I will copy one from here. I will add the menu item here, and I will need a child definition of type node. I take it from here. I will put it inside here. So the children is going to be this one, this guy. So the property name at parent, I'm going to use it to put it at the menu item here. This is the property that the system is going to check to disable the menu item if it's already created. Okay, and it's also the same that goes here. And the property type of this object, I'm going to put it here, the related UI object, the one that we are going to be creating with this menu item. Also at the label, okay, and it's exactly the same that goes here. So now we have the manage stage will have one child, that is this guy, that will have an array of child face signal. So what is it missing from here? What is missing is, give me a second. We will need icons for these new nodes. Otherwise, they are going to be loaded in black and we'll have problem seeing where they are. So the way I do this when I'm developing is go to the project, trading signals, icons. Okay. All my icons are still like with this placeholder Bitcoin icon. Okay. So I will need two more. I will copy this, and I will need an icon for this guy, manage. By the way, the name is bad. Oh, manage stage. Let me verify if this is bad or not. This manage stage is correct. Okay, manage stage will have this guy. So to avoid typos, I get the name of the of the icon here, put it there, and the one of the face signal, I do more or less the same stuff. From here, I put it here. Okay, so now we have these two new nodes with the two new icons. All the settings are, according to me, okay. So next thing to do is to refresh this page so that it loads the new definitions, and we should be able to see these icons. So notice how this process of adding new nodes is more or less always the same. It's a very repetitive task, and once you figure out how to create children and add the menus, add the children properties, put the icon, you very much are able to expand any of the existing projects, or even create your own project inside SuperAlgos and put as many nodes as you want, because once you figure that out, everything is like the same. Okay, so this already loaded again. We're going to test what we were doing at my profile. At my profile, one thing I have to remember is to save my profile because it's loaded as a plugin. You can see this is a close ring. That means that it's a plugin. So social trading bot, what something is wrong here. It looks like, oh my god, we got a problem. Things that were here, they disappear. Yeah, in fact, it looks like that there is a missing node here. Um, that is most likely the result of my changes at the app schema files. I don't really know how I damaged that stuff, but we will see if something got recorded here. Oh, we have a lot of problem with this. Icon not found. Well, I don't really know what I did, so I'm going to take a look here. Okay, I added this face signal icon and manage top loss signal icon. So I didn't delete any icon, so I don't know why this is not working. But let's see what the message is saying. New circle item icon not found. Available signals. Add available signals. That is exactly the node that is missing there. But it is here. Available signals. What is going on? So the icon of available signal is here. It seems that there is some other problem, uh, but I'm not seeing the root cause of the problem. But let's review what we did here. So at the manage stage signals, what did we do? We said that we are going to add a menu for manage stop loss signals. Okay, manage stop loss signals. We are going to check for this property, and we are going to add a label exactly with this name. Manage stop loss signals. It is a node, and this looks good to me, but look, here is something bad. This, I should have had this like this, because it would tell me that there is a problem, and probably this is an invalid JSON file, so this didn't load well, and because of that, things like start behaving in a weird weird way. The rest look good. Probably that was the thing not working. Okay, so let's try it again. Refresh. Okay, it takes a little while because there are many stuff present at the workspace, but there's nothing we can do because we cannot simplify this further. So we just wait. Okay, here we go. Now it looks better because here there is the available signals that was missing and all the stuff inside. Cool. Okay, so we're going to close this and focus on the manage stage signal. There have nothing inside. It has nothing inside, but it has the new menu item that that we added, and have the new node type that we added. There is something not good here. Add face signal. It doesn't show me the icon there, so probably it's not going to work. Yeah. So we will check that out, but first we're going to save this plugin and come back to see why this is not there. Add face signal. This is manage stop loss. Manage stop loss. Add face signal. Add face signal here. This looks good. Face signal. This is an array of type face signal with this. Okay, there's something wrong here. There is manage stop loss is a child of manage stage, but I don't see it here. Compatible type. This should be this guy. I insist on copy and pasting because it's the way to avoid typos. A single letter badly written there is going to make this not to work. So, okay, so this was wrong. Property name of parent, manage stop signals. We should match this one, manage stop signals. So this looks good, but I don't think this was the problem. Why it's not appearing? There's something else here. So the type is phase signal. Compatible type, manage stop loss signals. Phase signal in plural. It looks good. This looks good. Maybe the icon was not good. I should have a phase signal. Phase signal is here. Add phase signal. Menu item. Add phase signal. Manage stop loss. Okay, here is the problem. Look, when you're copy pasting too much, you might commit this mistake. That is, I copied also the add into the release object. So the system is not finding a node of type add phase signal. Okay, so that's why it cannot find the icon, and that's why it cannot do anything about it. I wonder if there was something logged at the console. Yeah, I should have checked this out. Cannot add URL of type add phase signal and project trading signal because that type is not defined. So the warning is perfect. I just need to check it out more often. Okay, so now if I refresh, um, we should see what is going on. This should work this time. So I hope this is helping for people getting onboarded as a developer here at Super Algos of how things are done and the problems you have on the way while you're trying to do your stuff and try to make things work. These schema files, I insist, it should be really very helpful if somebody can take them and create the features at the UI so that we can create new nodes there and define which are their parents and who they can reference and etc. Because when you do it manually, it's prone to having a lot of mistakes and there's a lot of waste of time doing this. It's really a lot of waste of time. Okay, this load again. Come back here. And now we can add the phase signal. Okay. So now we have a phase signal available as a definition of the signal of the social trading bot number one. I'm going to save this. I don't remember if this is saved with the profile. Let's make. Okay. So this profile is configured to be saved together with the workspace. That's why it turned blue there when I save it with Ctrl Shift S. Okay, so the next thing to do, we are going to hook on the manage stage. Look, I was not saving this either. Outgoing signal. outgoing signal reference. I'm going to pin this node, Control Shift Z to copy it or to hold it, and I'm going to take it here with Control Shift X. You see something else is missing. This ongoing signal reference need to be able to reference this type of node, but it can reference all the others. If I put right click, I could connect it to any of the others, but not to this one. Okay, because I forgot to add it to the list of references that this can have. So the name is outgoing signal reference. We will need to load these two somewhere here. Outgoing signal reference and also incoming signal reference. Incoming signal reference. Okay, so to these guys, we're going to add to the list of compatible types of referencing rules the new object that is a phase signal. Okay, so exactly the same guy, we will add it to the incoming too. Phase signal. Okay, unfortunately, we will have to refresh this again. This reinforces what I was telling, that somebody should take the project that enables to make all these changes from the user interface. It would be much faster and much easier if we can do it from there. In the meantime, everybody has to do this manually, and it takes a lot of time. Even if you know how to do it, it takes a lot of time, and it's a very repetitive task. Okay. Once we have this set up with this formula signal, we will need to move forward and continue with the events inside the phase signal. Okay, so now this can connect because we add it there. We can release it, and we are going to do the same stuff at the receiving strategy. In this phase, we are going to add an incoming signal, income signal reference, and like this, Ctrl Shift Z, take it to my profile, and we are going to hook it exactly to the same signal definition there. Phase signal, the name change, save, and this should work. Okay, probably what I'm going to do before going further, no, that is going to take me a lot of time to just test this. I want to finish all the definitions first because I was thinking about testing that this signal is leaving once this formula is calculated and it arrives to the other trading bot. just to show you. But to show you that, I will need to unload all these files. And I don't really want to unload all this. Otherwise, it's going to take me more time to do the next events that I need to wire. Okay. Um, as you can see, there is another branch here, but what I'm going to do is to finish the first branch, and once that finish, I'm going to work on this one, and it's going to be much easier because it's going to be the same stuff. Um, so to finish this work, I can see here that this face node had two different type of object. The new face event, next face event, and the move to face event. Okay, so we will have to convert these events also in signals and make all the wiring so that they can also emit a signal when these events are triggered. Okay, so here we go. But before doing that, I'm going to create a commit now here, because we test that this is more or less working. Not at the code level, but at least all this stuff is, it looks like everything is in place. So I'm going to do this face signal implement. The reason I created a commit here is if I have to go back, I have a point where I can go back if something goes wrong later. Okay. Okay, so next phase event. I will need to locate this node, but because I already have some stuff loaded here, I will go like backwards now. I will imagine that I already have the signal objects, and I will add them here to this reference list. The signal objects are going to be called move to face signal and move to next phase signal. We don't put event signal, we just replace event by signal. So next phase signal and move to phase signal. That is what we need here. Next phase signal, move to phase signal. Okay, and these same two guys, so I can close this guy because this is how far we're going to go today. And I'm going to add the same stuff here so the references are covered. Okay, so phase signal, the equivalent to this guy is going to be two new files. One that is going to be next, I forgot the name, next phase signal. So let's create this one. Next phase signal. next phase signal, and also we will create the move to phase signal. Okay, so the phase signal, how are we going to do this? These are the events are children of the phase node, which makes sense because they are the events of this phase in particular. But the phase itself has a formula. The phase itself is a signal provider. So we are going to replicate this structure here, where we have the signal. We will need to add two menu items to have these events. Okay, so I'm going to check here. These events can be added only. No, look at this. The add next phase event is only one, but the move to phase might be many. Okay, we need to replicate this stuff exactly in the same way. Okay, so let's go with the first one. Next phase event, that is a single child. So here we have the two files. So what I'm going to do is to copy this guy and put it inside here. And this is going to be the next phase signal. So it doesn't have anything inside, doesn't have children, and it attaches itself with phase signal. Okay, the name will be next phase signal, singular, because it's going to be only one. This is the name of the property at its parent. Okay, so the phase signal will need to have a child. We are going to get one menu item from somewhere else and put it inside here, and it's the one who checks that the property gets disabled. So the property that is going to check for is this one, next phase signal. And the name is the type of this node that we have to put it here and here. So this is the menu item. Okay, so we will also need an example of a child to put it inside here. So the property name, it will be the same that we had there. And the type of the node goes here. Okay, so now face signal is going to be able to have a child called next face signal, okay, representing the next face event. So to be able to test this, we will need an icon for this, and the icon should have the same name as the file. So we have the icon, and this should work. So at the same time, we want to add this other guy here, okay? This other guy is also going to be very similar to this guy. Instead of next, it's going to be move to face signal, the type. And here at the parent, it's going to look like this, move to face signal. Good. So at the signal, we said that we can add this type of child, but because it's going to be an array, I have to delete these two lines, and here replace the next for move to, replace the next here for move to, and we are going to create the child definition. Instead of node, it's going to be an array, and instead of singular, it's going to be plural, and instead of next, it's going to be move to. Also here, move to. So we have to be careful with this, because this is the name of the parent, not in singular but in plural. Any mistake you make here is going to make something not work, and you'll spend a few hours trying to figure out what it is. So you better learn exactly which is the logic of how to set up this. It's going to save you a lot of time, really a lot of time. One S here not working is going to produce some erratic behavior, and that's why this needs to be automated. Okay, so now this guy can have, face signal can have any number of child or children move to face signal that we already have defined. We will need an icon for this guy with exactly the same name as the file. Here we have it. And with this we are able to define everything that is needed here at the signal definition inside the profile. Okay, this can have one or any number of children here. Before testing this, that takes time to load, what I'm going to do is we will need to modify this guy, move to face event, in order to allow it to have children outgoing signals and incoming signals. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, also this guy here, you see that is like outgoing signals at the face node. It should be close to the formula. I don't like it to be after all this stuff, because it's not really easy to understand. So I'm going to move both the menu items. I don't know if to move the menu item, but at least this child, I will put it here. Okay, so that's the first thing I'm going to do. Face, open in the editor, face. I'm going to move these two guys a little bit higher below the formula, so that is going to be in a better order. Okay, then comes the events. Okay, so that's one thing. The next thing is that we have to add to these guys next face event, and move to face event. We have to add the same menu items and children that to face. Okay, so I'm going to be standing here and next face event and move. I'm going to locate these nodes definitions. Next face event and move to face event. I need these two guys. So from face, I'm going to get the menu items for incoming and outgoing signals, these two guys. I'm going to place it before the announcements and after the portfolio manager. I'm going to place it here and also here. So the face has these children declarations. I'm going to move it, or not move it, but copy it. And let's see. Yeah. After the portfolio and before the announcements. That's the criteria I'm following so far. So it goes here. So these nodes already exist, incoming and outgoing. They have their own structure below them. But what they don't have is they don't know they can attach to these kind of nodes. So we have to fix that. So next phase event is one of the nodes that these guys can attach now. This guy, and the move to phase event. It's also one type of node this can attach to. And the same is true, exactly the same is true for outgoing signals. Perfect. Okay, so this will have the menu to create this new type of children. They will be able to attach to their parent and it should work. So we save, refresh, and just sit and wait. Okay, recapping a little bit here what we learned so far, or whoever is trying to onboard themselves into coding here in SuperAlgos. We are seeing the importance of this app schema file And once you understand how they work, it's really very straightforward how you can add more nodes, define their children, define who they can reference to, define who they can attach to. And if you consider all the tricks that I show there, you can go really fast creating new projects or expanding new projects when there is the need for new nodes. You just have to learn these basic tricks essentially. So here it loaded. So we'll go first to the profile and see that now we can add next phase signal. We can add it only once because we are controlling that the property is not already defined, otherwise it's blocked. We cannot add more, and we can add more than one phase signal. We'll leave it to one for our example. And on the outgoing signals, the next phase event, we are going to delete one. We don't need really two of these guys. But here we have the outgoing signal. Okay. We have the outgoing signal and we have the outgoing signal reference, which is good. Here we have the outgoing and the outgoing reference. Okay. We are going to put this a little bit more tidy. And now we are going to connect these two guys to the signals definitions that we have at the profile. So I'm going to move this node, Control Shift Z. I'm going to place it somewhere over here. Okay, because the spin is not moving. So for the next phase, I'm going to connect this to this one. And I'm going to connect this to the move phase. Okay, and that's it. So as simple as that. So this bot is going to be broadcasting these signals every time these events are triggered. Okay. On the receiving side, I can do some similar stuff with that one of these events and one of this one. And I'm going to add an incoming signal. First, tidying a little bit this. If you look at this trick, if you put this first, then when you add the child, it already have inherits from the sibling. Okay. It's a small trick, but it works. Okay. Add incoming signal balance reference, and instead of moving individually each type, more efficient is to move it all together here. So incoming signal reference from next phase. Next phase is here. Next phase. And move to phase is here. Move to phase. So just to check, you have next phase here, next phase here, move phase, and move phase. Okay. We will double check here on the outgoing that we have next phase here, next phase here, move to phase, move to phase. Okay. I will be saving this. And okay, probably this is where we are going to stop this episode now. we have covered this branch, the first branch of manage stop loss with outgoing signal with the for the formula and for the two type of events. Okay, then it doesn't matter if there are more phases because everything inside the phase is the same stuff. Okay. um, maybe to close um, maybe to close we could replicate this stuff with this guy so that we really finish the manage stage, and in the next episode we go directly to the code and to see how this works. Okay, so we'll go a little bit further. We have this branch fully covered. Okay, the manage stop loss branch. So now we need the manage take profit branch of signals. So how will we do that? Okay, I will start closing some stuff that I will not be needing now. um, I don't think I will need this guy or this guy. Not this guy. Target rate signal, no. Limit by order, much less. Okay, manage stage signal. This manage stage signal represents this node, manage stage. Okay, so this manage stage signal have one child, that is manage stop loss signals, the guy here. So we need a very similar guy. But before we continue, I will place another comment because I know that so far um, all that is connecting very well. So phase event signals in okay, so we will need a new node there that we will call manage take take profit signals dot json. Okay, so my guess is that it's going to be very similar to this guy. So we copy this guy and replace stop loss here by take profit. Okay, and it has, according to what I see here, it also have signals as children. So this is going to have an array of phase signals too. So this is exactly the same, except from the name here at the parent, that is manage take profit. Manage take profit signals. Cool. Um, beyond that, at the manage stage, this is going to have two child. So I need another menu item here. That is going to be add take profit, the new type of node. Manage take profit, and we add a new child declaration with manage take profit here and manage take profit here. Okay, so what is it missing? What do we have missing? The manage take profit is a new node. Okay, so we will need an icon for this. So go and create one. Okay, that is what we did is going to allow us to create the structure that is missing here. Manage stop loss with the manage. We added a menu here for the manage take profit. At the strategy level, I don't think we need to do anything because the face object is the face node is the same and it already have outgoing signals and it has this. The problem is we cannot attach this now or attach now reference because we don't have the structure in place. So we will need to refresh the page to reload the new definitions. Here we go. And when everything is in place, then it's going to be possible to create these definitions for the manage take profit, and we are almost done. At the next episode, I have plans to debug this. Probably there are some more nodes that needs to be wired with signals. Thinking about the stages themselves, I believe there is an event there to move to the next stage or something like that. Okay, we will see. So this loaded. If we go here to the manage stage, oops, again, the X icon. Add manage take profit signals. There's something wrong in this definition. The last time we could see it here. Manage take profit signals. It looks like we didn't put the name right. Manage take profile. One letter. Take profit. Okay. You mistake one letter and it's not going to work. So here is okay. Take profit, take profit, take profit. Okay. It looks like that was the problem. So reloading again. Well, hopefully somebody's going to take on the task to allow us to do this from the UI and finally don't having to reload this all the time. Well, as you can see, the trading signal functionality is quite advanced. I believe this might be ready for the end of this month. Um, it's already going through the node. Um, on the side of missing stuff, the node is broadcasting the signal to everyone connected to the node, but still not broadcasting to other nodes. So that part is, but it's not necessarily what we need for the first iteration, but I will try to make it too. Okay, so here we are again. Come here. Okay, now it looks well. It would be awesome if this gray stuff or the background of this menu item, somebody could fix it and make it longer, because there are names that I cannot simplify it further. So a little bit longer would be amazing. So we can, oops, what's going on now? Manage stop. There is something wrong here, because it's manage take profit is all grayed out, so I cannot add more. There is a mistake on the definition, because yeah, take profit, but here I'm checking for stop loss. So well, this is a good example of how this works. If you put um, whatever name property you put here, is going to check if it exists, and because stop loss exists, then it disabled it. So yeah, that's how this works. Hopefully it hopefully is a good example for you to learn about it. Just going to copy paste this to avoid typo. Okay, unfortunately reload again. So I was saying that I will try to make all this work for the end of the month. Today is 13th of December. There's not really that much missing because the code is there. I have it tested better, but I believe that soon we will be able to making the real test that is putting one network node on the internet and not on the same local area network, and hooking a bot from somebody's home to the bot running on somebody else's home. That is the milestone I want to reach before the end of the month. So here we go again. Manage stage. Okay, now it's enabled. I can have the node. I can have a phase signal, and I can add the two events, because all these definitions are exactly the same that this one, except that this one is in another branch. Okay, so here we can close this, and we can add a few events, one of this and one of this. For each event we are going to create an outgoing signal and a signal reference to, and we're going to move all these people close to the profile. So this is about the stop loss, and this is about the take profit. Okay, so the formula signal, we are going to attach it to reference this guy. Okay, so it's going to go through this node. The next phase, we're going to reference this guy, and the move to phase, we are going to reference this guy. So this is good. We go to the incoming side, close this, and we will add an incoming signal here and a reference, and we will add to the phase the two events. To each one we will add an incoming, and we will take this up closer. So this guy, the signal formula goes here. The incoming of the next phase is going to be attached here, and the incoming of the move to phase is going to come here. And that's pretty much everything we are going to do now. We will save the workspace and the plugin together. You see it highlights there. And we have everything set up for the next episode where we are going to test this in code. Okay. With the manage stage complete and the close stage complete, we have almost every event we wired for emitting signals, incoming or outgoing. I remember there was a cancel stage, or I don't know. Well, it doesn't matter. Okay, the important thing is that we have everything. We completed all the wiring to have this totally set up. I will just not forget to commit this. Take profit phases signals implemented. Just not to forget about this. And see you the next time that we will be testing this in code, exactly how it works. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy this episode and follow the channel, and see you in the next one. Okay, thank you.